Hello. In my previous videos, I have discussed about the microbes that are useful to the humans. We also saw how we can observe these microbes using microscopes. Today, we will get an overview of different types of microbes that can cause harm to us. We call them as pathogens. Major classes of pathogens are bacteria, fungi, protozoa, helminths, viruses, and prions. Viruses and prions are not living organisms, but they can enter, multiply, and spread from one human to the other. Viruses are quite notorious and are also responsible for causing pandemics like influenza pandemic and coronavirus pandemics. In comparison to the trillions of microbes that live inside our body in harmony, the pathogens, however, produce harm to our cells, tissues, organs, and ultimately to us. The immunity keeps a strict check on the pathogens that try to sneak into our blood and tissues. If the immune system is damaged, even the seemingly harmless microorganisms can result in infection and cause disease. But that should not be a worry for most of us having a normally functioning immune system. Our problem is, however, that there are so many pathogens around us trying to gain access into our body through various means. The triad of agent, host, and environment explains the process of infection beautifully. Under the right environmental conditions and weakened host defenses, the infectious agent can gain access into the human body. Coronavirus pandemic is a perfect example of how a pathogen can create havoc in the presence of right conditions. COVID-19 was a new virus. Therefore, none of the humans had immune defense mechanisms active against it. So the humans were totally susceptible to this new infection. The virus infected the lungs and was spread from one person to the other through talking, coughing, sneezing, and close contact. The environmental conditions also supported the worldwide spread of COVID-19 because the international travel has become a necessity for the humans. We can manipulate the host susceptibility by using mass vaccination to safeguard everyone from infections. Use of vaccines for tetanus, diphtheria, pertussis, polio, smallpox, hepatitis B, and rabies are some of the excellent examples of how we have overcome these killer pathogens. The pathogens can gain access into the human body by various routes like through the food or water into the GIT, causing diarrhea, vomiting, worm infestations, typhoid fever, and so on. Through blood transfusion or needles into our blood, causing HIV, hepatitis B, hepatitis C, malaria, and so on. Through the air that we breathe, causing common flu, tuberculosis, chickenpox, measles, coronavirus, influenza, and so on. Through the genitourinary tract, causing urinary infections, herpes, HIV, hepatitis B, and so on. Through the breaches in our skin, causing boils, furuncles, carbuncles, abscesses, and so on. Having this knowledge about the pathogens and their behavior, we can take certain measures to safeguard ourselves from them. Like, we can get vaccinated in time for the vaccine preventable diseases, we can wash our hands before eating, wash raw fruits and vegetables before eating, avoid eating any stale food, discard the canned food that has bubbles in it, wear a mask in public places and hospitals, take timely post-exposure prophylaxis after needle injuries or animal bites, Avoid sharing needles or getting tattoos on roadsides. Drink filtered and boiled water. Cooking the meat properly before eating. Avoiding contact with the soil where we suspect open air defecation. So, these are some of the preventive measures. With all these measures, we can reduce the chances of getting infected by harmful pathogens. Still, they will enter the human body in one way or the other. Many pathogens have developed mechanisms to escape the immunity. They can then establish and multiply rapidly inside us. They also spread to other organs and finally produce disease. When we become sick with any of these infections, we visit doctors who isolate the pathogen from the blood, urine, stool, or sputum samples. This process of isolation and identification of the pathogens is done by the microbiologists. The doctor can then prescribe the specific medicine and cure the patient. I hope this introduction to various types of human pathogens was useful to you. Please like, subscribe, and share with your loved ones. Thank you for watching.